I have seen the entire series from pilot to present. My review of this, explicitly what was asked of me, Stolas in of himself has his own issues, and that's why there's so much discourse when it should be both parties are equally responsible. But explicitly in this instance, it is Blitz's awful handling of this situation, and a full analysis of the relationship is absolutely coming up. So I want to make sure that I'm touching upon both parties.
You haven't been answering my text, and I sent you a bunch of funny shit, so what gives?
I was hoping my lack of ha-has in response to the photos you sent would be an indicator I didn't want to talk right now.
Oh, come on, Stolas. We just had a rough night. Besides, you always want to hear from me.
Blitz himself is not just a narcissist, he's actually one of the worst type of narcissists. He's a sexual narcissist. Sexual narcissists are people who genuinely believe we can fix any other problem with sex. I cannot stress enough how frustrating this can be for people who very much rely on sex as opposed to dealing with the problems and the emotions outside of sexual nature. And it's even more frustrating, especially being a sex worker, who are hypersexualized because of your body, and people just think, oh, there's no point in talking, you're just tits and ass. And it can be especially damaging of somebody on the asexual spectrum or may come from sexual trauma to deal with a sexual narcissist who's just like, let's just fuck and everything will be fine.
Blitz, what is it you want?
I want to feel like I'm earning my way to Earth. Okay, so get your tight feathered ass out of that lawn chair and into the bedroom so I can fuck it.
Wow. Poetry. I'm sure such a statement would have had me swooning by now.
Stolas' frustration here is very palpable. The other person's viewpoint of your relationship is just mirrored in sex. And you, as the abused party, were happy to give them what they wanted. Even though you made everything possible clear, it's got to be more than just sex between us. You're not always going to be receptive to this bullshit. You just get very exhausted of it. It just sees you constantly as a sexual object. Blitz is explicitly there, demanding, being entitled to Stolas' body. Well, you were fine with it before. Why are you not now? Stolas is just done being used as a sexual object. I've done everything in my power to show you I want this to be more than just sexual. Probably the worst thing about what Blitz is doing is that he's making Stolas out to be the bad guy, because Stolas is basically saying, I'm not enabling you. This is bullshit.
You usually like it when I talk all dirty and fucky and shit. Come on, we don't do words. We do sex.
As shocking as this might seem, Blitz, I don't think I'm in the mood to do sex with you. In fact, I don't think I'm even in the mood to do words with you. So how about you respect that?
Oh, come on, Stolas. You can't mean that. You always love seeing this.
You can even see that Stolas is actually grossed out. The same type of feeling that you get when somebody that you're not interested in is hitting on you and you're like, bro, you're literally being creepy, you're being gross. And that's the problem with sexual narcissists. Oh, you're always gonna want me. No matter how bad I fuck up, even if I hurt you, betray you, you're always gonna forgive me. That's something they've been able to get away with, not just with their current partner of who they're having the issues with, but with everyone else in their lives, present and past, who have enabled them. For sexual narcissists, tend to target people who have a very deep emotional tie to sex. So Stolas is very right to be frustrated, basically saying, bro, think just because you're cute, just because your dick or whatever you're working with is like a certain size, it's gonna say yes, ignore my pain to satisfy you and keep the cycle going? No.
Seeing you right now is hard. I don't want to feel worse than I already do.
Stolas explicitly says, seeing you is very hard right now. If I wanted to see you, I would have responded to your text. Stolas is saying with all of his chest, seeing you causes me pain. That should have been Blitz's cue. Let me go ahead and leave, but Blitz wants to keep the argument going. A narcissist cannot be told, I don't want to see you. Just like how a narcissist cannot handle being told, you're the cause of my pain.
In the end, everyone's just bitter they couldn't tie this ass down. I'm too much imp to simp.
You really think that's the reason?
Yes, sir. They couldn't handle that I moved on.
Oh, so you're used to being the one who crushes others' feelings, hmm?
If by crushes others' feelings you mean in shit before it gets serious, then bingo, I'm doing everyone a favor.
I think it's so interesting that this is Blitz's reaction to his latest ex getting an invitation from another ex of Blitz's to come to this party. All the people Blitz's hurt, that a narcissist like Blitz, they're angry that they couldn't hold me or keep me down. Once again, foisting off all of the blame to the people that fell for him, that gave him the time of energy and fell for his lies, as opposed to, I hurt these people. A narcissist will always think, it's not me, it's everyone else except for me. I love that Stolas explicitly asked, okay, so you're used to hurting people like this. I'm just doing everyone a favor. How are you doing someone a favor? You're just doing yourself the disservice. Like, yeah, I hurt people, this is what I do, and it's their fault for letting me hurt them. Says he cuts things off before they get serious. That's not the case. For Stolas, it's about as serious can get. Blitz does not cut things off before they get serious. He's comfortable in the seriousness. It's only after making all of these promises, now it's time to cash in. He's just like, oh, nope, I'm done. Your fault, sorry, it sucks to suck.
So what are you doing here then?
Waiting for you to realize how good an angry fuck would be right now.
Get out.
What?
I'm tired of this. I'm uncomfortable with how you're speaking to me now.
Oh, come on, Stolas. You can't tell me this isn't a fantasy of yours. You want me to show your rich, princey ass what a real fucking is.
Stop it.
This scene only makes me so uncomfortable because of how real it is. Trying to get your feelings across, especially as a sexual trauma survivor, has simply been looked down upon while at the same exact time preyed upon for being a sexual being. Hyperprojection is very, very, very dangerous, especially coming from a sexual narcissist like Blitz, who's basically projecting and saying, you don't know that you want me to fuck you. You're just angry and all it'll take is good dick and that'll fix you. It's gross, it's uncomfortable, and if this is how you're negotiating sex with your partner, it's one thing if this is a kink. This is Stolas explicitly saying, I'm uncomfortable, you're hurting me. It's quite literally Blitz's sexual narcissism where he's pushing off his own feelings onto Stolas. He's saying, you want to feel like this. Blitz cannot separate the psychological and the emotional from the sexual. It's all sexual narcissism and deviancy. It's a continuous pushing of Stolas' boundaries despite Stolas saying what he desperately wants in this moment.
Ha! I'm right, aren't I? You get off to getting plowed by people you look down on.
I don't look down on you. How many times do I? When have I ever?
This is 1000% Blitz's projection of how he believes Stolas sees him, which is so damaging because Stolas is telling him otherwise. One partner is basically saying, oh, this is how you see me, and the other partner is like, I've literally never treated you like that. Even upon introspection from, let's say, a mental health professional, they're like, yeah, no, I never saw you this way. How you see you isn't how I see you.
And I'm sure you'd have no problem.
I suppose you are right. Silly me. It's not an imp's place to protect a Goetia, is it?
And there it is. Took you long enough.
That's all you were waiting for, wasn't it? For me to play into this idea you have of me, that I'm this prince who thinks he's so much better than you. Well, I don't. Why would I allow everyone to see how much I like you, how I've tried so fucking hard to spend time with you, to support you? You don't owe me those things, but you can't just ignore all that.
Stolas really is laying his heart bare. And Stolas is just like, so what if I can take care of myself? I shouldn't have to protect myself against you. Blitz's reaction is just awful. It very much reminds me of a quote from BoJack where you can tell somebody 100 nice things about themselves and one negative thing, and all they hear is the one negative thing. Blitz truly is not there to make the relationship better or to see how he can be better. He's there to blame Stolas and completely absolve himself of accountability. That's the truth when you're dealing with a narcissist, but especially a sexual narcissist. Their boundaries, their needs, all of it comes long before yours.
Was still the gayest thing I've heard all day!
Do you feel any kind of remorse for what you do? Have you ever even apologized once in your life?
Classic narcissism. You just had a romantic partner open up what is still a very fresh wound. Don't even want you to be around them right now, but here you are violating their boundaries. I'm gonna tell them it's the stupidest thing you've ever fucking heard in your entire fucking life. You can't talk to a narcissist. I recommend not talking to them without the presence of a mental health professional. Blitz would not be talking to Stolas like this if Stolas had his crew behind him, backing him up. It's because that's explicitly how narcissists do. They will isolate you. They will get everyone else who enables the narcissist, and they will take the person that is actually the victim in this, make them completely in the wrong. The whole nature of this episode is Blitz displaying and weaponizing Darvo tactics. Darvo means deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender, and it is devastating, especially if you fall for it.
Oh, you think I can't apologize? For what? You want me to be like, oh, sorry, this entire time I assumed the worst because I was convinced a prince could never love someone like me, and I've let my self-hatred stop me from apologizing to anyone I could never care about?
Well, yes, that.
Well, fuck you!
Narcissists just do this. Bro, all you have to do is this. I want to be a better person. Then just do it. I don't want to hurt you anymore. Then just do it. I don't want to cheat on you anymore. Then just stop cheating. I want to be a better parent. Be a better parent. No, fuck you. That's too much fucking work. I'm comfortable in the chaos. I'm comfortable perpetuating the abuse. This is a lost conversation. Stolas could talk until he is blue, pink, and purple in the face. That's the crazy making part of being in a narcissistic abusive relationship, being made out as the crazy partner, the crazy ex. Why I will always recommend, if you can't talk to a narcissist, talk to them in the presence of a mental health professional that cannot be dissuaded by their Darvo tactics.
I can sorry the fuck out of people, just you watch! I sorried Fizz so hard he cried! And I can sorry more people, everyone but you, because I don't owe you dick!
Stolas did one of the best things he could have done, and that's walk away. A narcissist will keep you fighting with them. Walk away from a narcissist. Starve a narcissist. Don't give them the attention. Blitz is just like, yeah, you did all these great things for me, but because everyone else excuses me for my bad, shitty behavior, and I have so many enablers that have forgiven me and have taken me back time and time again and don't hold me accountable for my shitty behavior, I can apologize to everybody. This scene is showing why a narcissist believes they can continue narcissisting all over the place, because they have enablers that will continue to forgive them time and time and time again. Best worst things you could say to a narcissist is, I'm done. You become public enemy number one to a narcissist when you are the one out of the hundreds that'll always say yes, are the one that will say no to them and walk away.
I want to know what it's like to not be alone. I want to be someone's someone. I want to feel wanted. Point is, I just want someone to care if I stay or go. I want someone to want me, to want to see me, to hold me, look at me and think, well, you're the only one I want. I desire to hold you and talk to you, never let you feel so. You, why are you here?
Telling the person that made himself the most vulnerable for of what he wants. A Blitz as a narcissist, especially a sexual narcissist, just can't meet him halfway. He's too scared. He's too wrapped up in his own shit, his own selfishness to be able to love the way that he needs to love. A narcissist will spend more time loving themselves than they will you. You listen to the music where Blitz goes to touch him and the music explicitly says don't touch the pretty things, with the implication being you break all of the pretty things that you touch. Even in this moment, Blitz is still not able to overcome his narcissism.
So what, you're waiting for your sorry?
Oh, fuck you little prick.
Well, I'm sorry for always telling it like it is, sister. I'm sorry for dumping you. Sorry for not falling head over heels for you.
You are so fucking shitty. Do you hear yourself?
Why am I all of a sudden the bad guy just for sucking at relationships?
Are you expecting sympathy? Oh, poor Blitz. Finally having to own that his actions affect other people's fifis. Bitch, please.
She's explicitly telling him as one of his exes, your actions hurt people. And you can't accept that, and that's basically it. A narcissist will never be able to accept and acknowledge that their behaviors hurt you. You are a different person. They have completely altered your brain chemistry because of their awful, shitty things. Hurt people hurt other people, but that doesn't mean you get to perpetuate it. You get a chance to be better. It can be really hard and really devastating. We know people can be better, whether they are a romantic partner, parent, friend. It can be hard when you're begging someone to change and they just don't want to make those changes for you.
How do you think I felt when the fun guy I was dating decided to just bail on me because I made the shitty mistake of saying I love... It was the most embarrassing feeling to be vulnerable for once, and you really just know how to send a message in the shittiest fucking way. The worst part is you still make me feel like a bad person for being angry at you now.
When relationship issues occur, it is always great for you to be able to have enough empathy and understanding and self-awareness and be willing to be accountable for your actions. Maybe I could have done this better. Maybe I could have done this better. Nothing is ever going to justify that cheating on you or gaslighting. Even when you have gone through the proper process of talking to loved ones, proper mental health professionals and everything like that who tell you, oh no, honey, yeah, you could have done this a little bit better, but nothing justifies, like they're still in the wrong. You still feel bad. You still feel like it's your fault they treated you the way that you did. Being the most honest that you can with the person that tells you they want to spend their life with you, they want to marry you, have kids, you become vulnerable. A lot of us date people we don't even like, but especially when you really love this person and you become your most vulnerable, especially when all you've known is pain. The person just straight up abandons you, and it can be hard. I was telling one of my therapy students, Meg is one of my biggest inspirations. How publicly and openly she loves everyone. Even when it results in heartbreak, she never stops loving. Don't ever stop loving, being vulnerable, because the second you do, that is when you run the risk of turning into the people that hurt you.
Sometimes it still hurts a bit, sometimes I'm so full of shit, but this much is true. Baby, I'm not over it, I'm over you.
The reason I left in that last part specifically for the song, a lot of us walk away from narcissists and abusive relationships not because we're over what we had with that person. We walk away because we're over the abuse, and even when we walk away, you'll still always have people wondering, oh my God, why did you do it? If this person is a narcissist and they have so many enablers, you're always gonna feel like the crazy one. I'm not over this, but I am over you is probably one of the strongest messages that I have ever heard. Walking away from a narcissist can be one of the hardest things in the world, but do it for yourself until that narcissist willing to meet you halfway, how they have hurt you. Sit down and have a conversation and not Darvo all over the fucking place. Uphold those boundaries. Have people that you love, trusted friends, and not the ones that enable you. Oh yeah, you totally did nothing wrong. The ones who don't enable you, the ones who can call you on your bullshit, tell you what you did wrong in a helpful manner. I'll be covering more of Helluva Boss and Hazbin. One of my favorite people on here is Georgia Dow, incredible therapist and YouTuber. I've binged every single one of their videos on both Hazbin as well as Helluva Boss. Georgia, I'm looking to collaborate, friendo. People that were really triggered by this episode, myself included, especially if you have survived a narcissist, you did everything you could. Can't wait around for them to heal and hurt other people. You gotta just focus on yourself. You deserve to be heard, to be listened to, that your feelings are valid. You're deserving of love. You're worthy of it. Please check out Hazbin Hotel as well as Helluva Boss. Put it up there with BoJack Horseman, which is literally one of my favorite series. Peace out, stay safe. If you are out here hurting other people, please getting help before you hurt others and pull them into your spiral.